Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia. Now, when we left off, we had just taken the likes of Talbuk from the Bleeding Throat clan, and we didn't really have too much opposition, although we did lose quite a few different Inquisitors and indeed Paragons as well. So, as you can see here, we do actually have... Wait a minute, where are my monks? There they are. 30 more Blazing Hand Footmen ready to add to the ranks. Our trainer skill is absolutely insane right now, and we are going to hopefully be able to make good use of these newly acquired units. And Unela has leveled up, so let's see what we can actually spec her into. Oh, okay, this is pretty tricky actually. Okay, we'll go for some agility, I do believe. We'll go for some power throw as well. She does have throwing weapons after all. And, whoa, we still have more units. Okay, so yeah, there's a huge amount of footmen that can actually level up right now. We're going to be hopefully getting them leveled up before we arrive at the next location. And they will become Blazing Hand Infantry. How many of those do we have right now? We only have 5 of them, so this addition of 33 units is going to be absolutely insane. So, I have taken one of your advice in the comments section, and we are going to be naming a marshal that is not me. I wish to replace myself as marshal. Yes, that would actually be really good. So, oh my goodness. Why are you calling me at this hour? I cannot believe it. Oh my. Okay, so we are going to be taking... Let's see here. We're going to be... Who are we going to give this to? This is a little bit tricky. I think we'll give this to Lord Rogi Goranron. Okay, so yes, we are going to be going for Lord Rogi, I do believe. I just had to answer that phone call, my apologies. So let us make him our marshal and see what he is able to do with it. I am hopeful that he will actually lead just as Lugi Ortracker did back in the days of Arcane Deathbloom. So we can only hope that he will aspire to be as good as Mr. Ortracker, because goodness knows he was absolutely insane. An incredible vassal, and I really hope that these fellows are going to live up to his standard, and maybe, just maybe, if we are lucky enough, we'll be able to lure Mr. Ortracker over to our side, which would actually be a really nice thing to do indeed. So, yeah, first off, we want to very quickly deal with our morale issues. We are going to be losing units very soon, so... No! Why? Oh no! This is terrible! This is terrible. Okay, so we are getting a couple of our villages being looted, but that was to be expected, of course. We have a lot of them, so the first thing he does when I appoint him marshal is to make a feast. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is, Rogi. We're in wartime, but yes. Have your feast. You have your feast, and I'll deal with this. Oh, apparently they are offering us a peace agreement already. No, we are not going to be doing that. Thank you very much. And this fellow is actually going to attack us. And this is War Chief Krahask, who has 287 units. This is actually pretty impressive. But I do believe Krahask is not actually an orc. As you can probably tell, he has no green skin. And he is not looking at us with bloodthirsty eyes, of course. So we're going to have to see what kind of unit... Wait a minute, is this a Kurgit? No, it's a Vaegir unit. Aha! Okay, so, yes, this is one of the Vaegirs that we actually took out earlier on in our campaign for Conquest, because I do believe we took out the Vaegirs first, so they were not too happy about that, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. Well, the one thing I can do, I suppose, is deal some pretty considerable damage. I'm just going to have to charge everyone in right now, and yeah, that reminds me, let's bless some people. That might be an idea. Heal them a little bit as well. Let's give them some bravery. And I think everything will be fine as long as our units actually do a good job. If they don't, then I'm going to be pretty sad, but we'll see. Come on, take them all down. Oh my goodness. No, keep away from that clay golem. For now, at least. Wait a minute. That polearm is going to hurt, isn't it? Yeah, that polearm he's got is just going to destroy us very, very quickly indeed. I'm doing some pretty considerable damage, even though I'm not getting a very good speed bonus right now. And that's using the mace that has a lower base damage, so that's pretty nice, I gotta say. I do actually like the mace a little bit more than the Holy Avenger. Oh, that brings me to another point. One of you did actually state that if we were a paladin, or at least if we had chosen a paladin, we could have healed based on our honor rating, apparently. So that would have actually been a really nice combination. It would have given us a lot of synergy. It would have given us a lot of advantage when it came to gaining honor. But that brings me to the next point. I had no idea that I was going to be playing as a high honor character, so I suppose if you do have the inclination to have a very honorable stance on many things in your campaigns in Calradia, then of course you do have the opportunity to select whatever you desire in that case. So yeah, if you are actually wanting to start a new character, then give a paladin a go with some high honor rating. According to some people, it does appear to be rather nice, so yes. That might be the way to go. Okay, come on, take out that peasant woman. How dare you stop me? There we are. Take out the bodyguard as well. And oh my. Okay, no, don't shoot me in the face. Thank you very much. Okay, I think what we probably want to do is just heal before we leave this, because we do want to be full HP when we enter the siege tower. Because many of our companions have already gotten taken out, which is really not very good. But how many units have we lost? 20. Really? Okay, we've only lost 3 to death, because apparently our surgeon, whoever it may be, is still alive. It appears. No, Jeremus is dead, so I have no idea what's happening there, but it appears as though we are actually in a very good position indeed. Okay, well, let's heal up our fellows here so that they don't run in a little bit injured. You never know whether they are or not. And we do want to bless the main units that are going to be dealing a huge amount of damage. Why did I just press heal again? I must have thought that my mouse was over the blessing button instead. Oh, of course, of course. Okay, so we do have quite a few Blazing Hand Knights, and oh, it appears we're actually fighting a couple of those as well. We do need to be... Whoa, that was a lance, or maybe it was a couched spear. I'm not entirely sure, but that was actually going to kill us. That was very easily going to kill us if I had not had luck on my side. That was pretty considerable luck, I gotta say. Wow, this guy actually has a lot of Blazing Hand units, I gotta say. That's actually not very nice. I don't really like fighting our own units, but I suppose now that the Blazing Hand are eliminated, we will be able to change our color as well. I think we might actually want to do that after this, because I do know that previously in this series I did attempt to change my color, but at the time, many of the factions that were still in the game had similar colors, so I really didn't want to confuse the matter any further than it had to be. So yeah, I left it for a little bit, and now that many of them have been eliminated, we should have the opportunity to get some pretty nice colors going on. So let's hopefully be able to do that after we have vanquished Warchief Krahask. I hopefully will be able to survive. And I cannot believe I missed that wizard. Wow, okay. I do know the mace has a very low reach, but still, I thought I would quite easily be able to deal that damage. Oh, now we're actually doing pretty nicely with our sword. Look at that. 3 kills in quick succession? What is this? Oh my. Okay, not too bad, I guess. And that is it. We have 9 enemies remaining, and many of our units are now chasing down the last remaining opponents. Oh, hello. It appears as though there is actually someone throwing javelins right next to us right there. Okay. Oh, yes. Definitely don't want to miss that fellow, even though I almost did. And we probably want to heal just before we leave as well, like I did previously, so that we can make sure all of our units are back to full HP. I don't know even if that makes a difference, but I'm hoping it does. But there it is. Ah, he did manage to escape, which is unfortunate, but we do get to take a bandit mage as compensation. Not very large compensation, I suppose. Oh, clay golem. Take one of those for our prisoner hold. That is pretty nice, I gotta say. Whoa, okay, we're actually getting some really high-level units here. Inquisitors. Elven forest runners. Some Blazing Hand Squires as well. Okay, that's all good. I suppose it's because I was using my mace a lot, and we were knocking a lot of people unconscious, which is quite nice, I gotta say. I'm actually not going to be taking any loot anymore, because we just have so much money, and the Gnomish Bank has over 300,000. I do not believe we need money in the entirety of the game, or at least even if we purchase every single item in the 4 ways in, I still believe we will be completely fine. So, yes, I'm going to be refraining from taking any loot from now on, as we can... Oh! Interesting. We're now losing 1,600 dinars every single week, and every one of our villages is giving us money. So I can assume what's happened here is that I've given myself too many castles, and the tax inefficiency is getting me. So what I'm going to have to do is maybe go to all of the towns in our territory, most namely probably Kudan, Raverdin, Kuror, and Rivercheg, and build dye works at every single one of them, and then that could probably make a difference. If it still does not, then I am going to have to think about losing some of our castles. Oh, that is also something to take into account. Many of these castles that we actually have control over right here, we have deferred appointment of a lord on them, and that is exactly the reason why we're paying for it. We're paying for all the troops' wages at those particular areas. So, yeah, we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to award those to other people before it eats us out of house and home, which will probably happen quite soon. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, there it is. The siege tower is now built, and we can head in and lead our soldiers in an assault in the snow. It is actually snowing right now. Okay, I like it. I like the snow, but I'm not entirely sure about the visibility for our archers. Xanavar is looking like quite the Saranid, is he not? Oh my. Probably need to change some of his armor, because that is not really in keeping with what we're attempting to do right here. Probably need to get him some Blazing Hand infantry armor or something along those lines. Maybe I'll have to go to Blazing Hand Temple and see if I can kit out many of our companions. But of course... What? Who is that over there? Did you see that? Oh, wow. Okay, I know what's happening right here. I think it's either Aiden or it's one of our mages, but I think it's this fellow. Aiden! Is he doing it? Let's just see. Is he doing it? I'm not entirely sure. I'm actually not entirely sure, but whatever the case, someone in our army is casting the Charm spell. And as you know, if you watched Arcane Deathbloom's adventures in Phantasy Calradia previously, then you will know that Charm is a very powerful ability, or at least I really enjoyed using it because it had such a low mana cost, and we were able to very easily persuade many of the opponent's units to fight for us. So that is exactly what was happening just there, and it actually thinned out the enemy's units quite considerably. So, yeah, it's a very efficient spell, I do believe. Look at this. Look at all of these units right here. They fell from the top after they were slaughtered in the back by their comrades that have been mind-controlled, I suppose you could say. But wow, that is pretty impressive. Okay, so, yeah, we've already taken out 34 units and we've only lost 9. 8 of them have been wounded, so only 1 has been lost to the Grim Reaper. And the siege tower has already arrived. Wow. Okay, that is, I gotta say, pretty nice. Now, we do need to make sure that we don't get too many javelins aimed towards our face right here. So let's begin. Oh my, okay. Take out that guy and then take a huge amount of damage. Whoa, okay, take a massive amount of damage. Thankfully enough, one of our Inquisitors had the right mind to heal us in between the damage, so that we were able to quite easily survive. Now, I actually have seen a comment that told me the orcs have some very unpredictable damage. As you were doing, I do believe it was 400? Was it 400 damage? And it was very variable for you, so I am actually unsure whether the NPC orcs can do that, but it appears as though they are doing a considerable amount of damage right now. They have done so much damage to me. The only reason I'm able to survive is because of our Inquisitors, and of course the ability to heal. So yeah, that is definitely something about the orcs that make them very, very deadly indeed. And we do need to get by here and do some damage. There we are. Come on, take them all down. Take them all down. There we go. Thank you very much. Now, let's take a look here. Oh yeah. Very nice. This is exactly why I like this sword. The reach is very, very nice in these kinds of situations, whereas in close quarters combat it is not so much. Yes, it doesn't really become very useful in a very close situation, but otherwise it is probably one of the most perfect weapons for dealing with units at a distance. And now we just need to take out this last remaining fellow. And there we have it. Suneta Castle was taken incredibly easily. And so we are now going to take a look at our casualties. Now, I did say that we had only lost 9, but that 9 that we lost was actually the charmed units that our mages saw fit to mind control, and they were the ones that got taken out, not our own units. So we did actually lose 24 at the end of that, but we only lost 4 units to the Grim Reaper, and they were, well, quite a few Inquisitors. A little bit unfortunate about that, but we did take out 116 of the enemy, so I suppose that's not too bad. And we do get to take a huge amount of prisoners, including a stone golem and a clay golem. Very nice indeed to see those guys, that is for sure. Now we can take some elven units. And I believe that will be fine. Should I take some bandit mages? Maybe I'll take some bandit mages, and we'll take some orc bear warriors as well. Thank you very much. Okay. There we go. That is rather nice. Okay, so yes, we are not going to be deferring appointment of a lord any further, because that does actually eat out of our coffers. And instead we are going to be giving this to Lord Nebar, I do believe. Now, Lord Gavid and Lord Coventim are not really liking us right now, but hopefully they will soon once we decide to give them other things. Okay, so, change our colours. Now, we are going to be going for steel, I do believe. Yes, as you can see, this is very much the Blazing Hand colour. I'm actually unsure whether I should do steel or whether I should do winter blue or something. Well, purple is taken by the drow, I do believe. What about winter blue? Ah. That's actually pretty nice. I don't think anyone has that. No, I don't think anyone has that, and it's quite a stark contrast to the landscape, as you can probably see. The greens go very nice with it, and the white also is a very nice contrast with it, so I think we'll go with that, although it is quite close to the Nords, but not close enough, I don't believe. So yeah, we'll go with that. The steel maybe was a little bit too much like the Blazing Hand, so yeah. We can now head on, but where? Talbuk Castle, I do believe, is our next target. Let us head on, make sure that there aren't any units attempting to retaliate immediately, of course. It appears not. And we do have some drow units. Whoa! Okay. Aha. This is Boyar Bratcher, I do believe. Is it Boyar Bratcher? Perhaps from the Kurgits, or maybe from somewhere else. No, it's a Vaegir. I do believe it's a Vaegir. Okay. So, in other words, a Vaegir vessel defected to the drow faction. And now has an army of 417. That is pretty insane. Okay, let's avoid him. 417 strong army. That is absolutely insane. But mighty impressive for him to be able to do that. Aha! Our old nemesis, War Chief Krahask, is taking shelter in Talbuk Castle, which just so happens to be a siege tower again. Are they serious with this? Siege towers? Why? It appears as though the Bleeding Throat clan did this on purpose. They know. They definitely know that these are siege towers, and they took them on purpose to annoy me. Oh, yes. No, I don't really believe that, but who knows? They are rather deceptive, it appears. Ah, woo, okay. The Rodoks mean business, it appears. A declaration of war against the dwarves. That is going to not probably end too well for them. I would say the Rodoks really do not know what they're doing, perhaps, in that case, because the dwarves, we know them. We know the Dwarven Paragons fight with everything they have, every single time they enter a battlefield. So, wow, I am pretty impressed at the Rhodoks, I gotta say. I am not sure whether they really know what they're doing, but nevertheless, their bravery does impress me quite a lot. And it does appear as though Aiden is the one throwing the charm. So let's hope that he actually gets a little bit more charms going on. See what we can do with that. And I'm actually going to move our archers a little bit closer, because at the moment they're just wasting arrows, I do believe. So, yeah, let's move them a little bit closer and see if they can do some damage. I'm actually going to move them over here, I think. That might give them a little bit of a higher advantage. Okay, I think that will be good. Okay, so we have come to the top of the walls, and we have laid our siege tower down, and we are now about to prepare to enter. Now, I'm a little bit worried about this, because these guys have an insanely good throwing weapon proficiency. Yep, I was actually going to say that before they killed me, but there it is. Oh, 93 damage. Oh yeah, nothing is going to prevent me from dying from that, that's for sure. Apart from a shield. Probably should have raised my shield a little bit, but I was attempting to cast Terrify. Quite a considerable amount. So, yes, that is... that grinds my gears, that does. But at least we have now entered the keep, and I do believe we will be taking them down reasonably quickly. And... yeah, that doesn't seem too bad, I gotta say. We have lost 6 units so far, but oh my, we're losing so many Inquisitors. Goodness me, I really do not like losing Inquisitors at all. Any faith-based unit going down is really not the way to do things, but the only thing I really want them to do is just get knocked unconscious. I do not want them to get killed, of course. Jeremus can then heal them up very, very quickly indeed. That brings me to the other point. Is Jeremus actually available to heal our troops' wounds? Maybe, maybe not. Wow, a lot of units coming out here. Oh my, it kind of makes me wish that I had stayed alive, but 93 damage, really. Oh, and it was from an Orc Pouncer as well. It wasn't even by an Orc Bear Warrior, or an Orc Ravager, or anything that could be potentially construed as being powerful, but... wow, it appears as though the Orc Pouncers really do know how to handle their throwing weapons, and yeah, they definitely must have had my number. Yes, they must have seen my head and was just like, oh yes, let's do it. So let's throw that javelin. And they did not miss. They definitely did not miss. They hit the target absolutely 100%. That was a very big ouch right there. And we are now losing a lot of units. Really? More reinforcements? Oh my goodness, wow. There must have been more units here than I imagined, but I thought I only saw about 140? Is that true? No, we've already killed 150. Huh. Well, I suppose... wait a minute. War Chief Krahask was here, wasn't he? But I'm actually unsure how many he had. Because we've killed 159, now 170, so it's like, a little bit strange. A very strange thing indeed. Now, the one thing that's actually going to trouble our units if our archers are not able to kill them is this fellow. This fellow right here is probably going to pose quite a difficulty because, as you know, we really don't have too many ranged units because they all seem to be dying to Orc Ravagers needlessly. Not entirely sure why they're running in there, but yes, yeah, that's just how it goes, I suppose. I really should have kept my archers back, perhaps. Ah, never mind. Okay, it appears they were able to take that guy out, no problem at all. And now there's only one enemy remaining, and this Dwarven Paragon was able to deal with him no problem at all. There we go. Very nice indeed. And look at that, 36 morale and 14 renown. Okay, so we did lose 21 units to death, which is really very, very bad. So I'm going to try to see if we can get... well, try and see if we can get Jeremus in a better position. He was at 100%! What? So he must have been alive when that was happening, so I have no idea why his surgery was not working for us. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, let's get some bodyguards, some caravan guards. Can't really take these drow as far as I'm aware, but we are going to take some Orc Bear Warriors, some Hero Monks, and some Ravagers, why not? And we'll take a few pieces of loot. And let's see now. We'll give this to Lord Caventim, I do believe. And now Lord Gavid is at 14. Everyone else is doing pretty well, I gotta say. Not bad. And there it is. Talbuk Castle has been taken. It is now in a rather nice winter blue. Oh yes. So, next time on Phantasy Calradia, we are going to be heading on to Distar Castle. We are surrounding the orcs on all sides, apart from... Well, yeah, it appears we're surrounding them on all sides, but the one thing I'm a little bit daunted by is the fact that these 4 fortresses right here are going to be very difficult to take, I do believe. Well, we'll see. I have not actually fought there before, so it will be a new experience for all of us. So, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.